Davey. And I'm awesome. And this is Josh, the Film Bestie.
Rachel.
And this is the...
They'd be in trouble if that wasn't so cute. They
They
are
are
Joshua,
Joshua,
and they are David, and they are
brothers,
brothers,
not
not
lovers.
lovers. Hi, I'm Davey, and I'm awesome. And this is Josh, the Film Bestie.
And I'm awesome.
No, you're not.
Oh, hey, man.
Hi. You here now?
Dude, it's back. Look.
Yes, the camera is back. Just ignore it. Pretend-
Where is he?
Where's who?
That knows what I'm talking about. You're not getting the Wonka bars, but you're giving him back. And you thought I didn't have any fans.
You
Because your
don't.
wife was mean enough to write me a letter. Well, pal, buddy, home slice, my friend. I got another letter.
That's me.
Read it. Read it!
I'll read
You
this.
wild bitch.
Dear Josh, who calls himself the Film Bestie, you're actually no one's bestie, and you never will be anyone's bestie, because people hate you, just like I hate you. I hate you so much that it flames on the side of my face. I hate you. Wow, they actually wrote all that. I hate that you think that people would actually like your stupid antics. You remind me of that guy in school that we wanted to beat up, but we couldn't because we were sure there was something wrong with him and we would get in trouble. You remind me of everything I hate rolled into a big ball and causing me to be constipated. Why did you eat everything you hate? I will forever be waiting for the days that they finally cancel this channel just so I don't have to look at your ugly, disgusting, putrid, horrible face that is just remnants of the secrets locked in the past. Seriously, I can imagine you smell like the remainders of the Titanic. Your friend and brother in Christ, Jerry.
I'm getting fan mail, pal.
So welcome to How Dare You, where we take movies from our past that didn't do so well, were bashed by critics, and say, how dare you? We defend these movies.
This is the first, however, how dare you that we've ever done, right?
You're an idiot.
I want to write you a letter. So for our first How Dare You, one of Michael Keaton's best movies ever that got almost no play.
Mr. Mom?
No, that got plenty of play. Good movie though.
Terry Garr was hot in that.
No, not Mr. Mom. A movie that came out way after that, way after Batman, as his career was kind of going downhill before it got revived by the remake to RoboCop. Ugh. But no, a movie where he technically played 3 people. Multiplicity.
She touched his peppy Steve.
She did touch his peppy Steve. This was a movie where a guy is struggling with life because there's only one of him and there's only so many hours in a day. He's trying to get somewhere with his job. He's an architect. He's also trying to juggle the family life, which is really difficult because he's letting his entire family down. So he meets somebody at a building that he's helping to construct who tells him, I make clones. So he clones himself.
Wouldn't mind making a clone of Annie McDowell.
Shut up.
Maybe her daughter, Margaret Qualley. Both of them. They won't be mom and daughter anymore.
However, things go awry because now he thinks, oh great, clone me can do all my work and I can have time with the family. Then he realizes that having time with the family is going to take up a lot of his time. So he makes another clone. One to take care of the family, one to take care of all his work-related stuff.
And their personalities couldn't be more different.
That is one thing that I love about it, is how every time he clones himself, it's like a new personality. Like
Yeah,
Like-
one's all Felix Ungarish, and the other is, the other guy in The Odd Couple. They were the odd couple.
They were. One was like angry all the time, rough, gruff, a little messy. The other one was obsessive about every little detail, OCD, kind of feminine,
Probably offering the other one a few favors. I mean, it's not weird if it's with yourself. Oh, sorry, that thought just got in my head.
Then the two clones, they don't have enough time to do their day-to-day stuff in the little guest house they're living in on the property. So one of them clones themselves. So they get a clone of the clone who's, well...
Careful, can't say that word.
Yeah, let's find a delicate word to say.
Like retardation? Doesn't exactly have Down syndrome.
No.
I don't think you'd get away with playing this character today.
Maybe. What's a PC way of saying this? He's a goofy bastard. Basically, he's not all there in them because he's like a copy of a copy. But hilarity ensues. And then, during the movie, though, he finds out that while he was making all these guys to live his life so he could go have some time to himself, that he wasn't enjoying any of his real life. His family was becoming strangers. He had no idea what was going on with his job. But the thing was, this movie was bashed. A lot of people said it was like one of Michael Keaton's worst movies, and how dare you? It was really funny.
How dare you? This movie had Annie McDowell in it.
We established that, thank you.
She's a treasure. To be respected.
But this movie also had Eugene Levy in it.
The guy from the Mermaid movie, Splash? Cool.
That's what you remember him from?
I think he was in something else. All I see in my head is a pie with a hole in it. I know what movie it was. I know what movie. Rescuers Down Under. I knew I'd get it. Yeah, you pie. Multiplicity.
Was a friggin' great movie. It showed the range of Michael Keaton in that one movie, that he could play so many different characters who were technically the same character, which is if they were the same but different, and
It's basically Batman and Bruce Wayne.
some still say he was the best Batman / Bruce Wayne.
Come on, we all know that the best Batman was George. I can't say it.
Don't even try to say that.
How dare you?
For our next How Dare You, a movie that asks a question. And it asks, what would happen if looks could kill?
Whoa. What would happen?
We'd get this movie that you and I are about to How Dare You. So, a lot of the fans of 21 Jump Street wondered what happened to Richard Grieco after 21 Jump Street.
Richard Grieco was on 21 Jump Street? You learn a new thing every day.
Please tell me that you're not going to go watch the Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill movie Looking for Him.
They were in a movie together.
But yes, 21 Jump Street. Whereas Johnny Depp went on to have an amazing film career, becoming one of the best actors of our time, starring in such films as Sleepy Hollow and Pirates of the Caribbean. The other guy from 21 Jump Street, Richard Grieco, went on to make If Looks Could Kill. The reason we're saying How Dare You is not so much of all the people who bashed it, which the few people who saw it did, but more that most of you listening to this right now are going, what movie? How dare you?
This movie had the French teacher.
It had the French teacher. And some of you may be going like, oh, I know Richard Grieco did movies after 21 Jump Street. He was in Night at the Roxbury. Okay.
Who the hell's Johnny Depp?
For shame.
Seriously, for
What,
shame.
did he do as many good movies as Richard Grieco did?
It's slightly more. Richard Grieco, yeah, he didn't really have much of a film career after 21 Jump Street. and this didn't really help. It came out in 92, I believe.
You know who had a great film career?
Mm.
Captain Jack Sparrow from that one pirate movie.
But yes, a lot of you may be going like, what is this movie? Well, it was a spy thriller.
It had Gabrielle Anwar.
It did have Gabrielle Anwar. Around the time that she did Scent of a Woman.
She was also in Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
And The Three Musketeers, the Disney movie, where nobody spoke in a French accent.
No? Nobody. That's cultural appropriation, dude. We need to cancel Disney for that.
Dude, I love that movie. You keep your mouth shut! However, if looks could kill, it was kind of like a young James Bond, if James Bond had no training and really had no clue what he was doing and just got thrown into the situation. So kind of like that cartoon James Bond Jr.
It had the French teacher.
We said that already.
I know, it's my favorite part of it. It had the villain who played the Sheriff of Rottingham. I don't know his name, but I know he chafed his willy.
And his lead hench woman was the tiny little principal girl from Kindergarten Cop.
Hench person.
Now, I will say this. It's a movie I loved as a kid. As an adult, I watched it and laughed because it was actually very stupid. But stupid in a good way. Very entertaining, very goofy, and a lot of fun. So for those of you that sit there and not only bash, but question that a movie like this was ever made, how dare you? For our next How Dare You, one of our favorite movies growing up that honestly until recently I did not know was not very well received. Man, does that make me angry. How dare any of you bash The Great Outdoors?
This movie starred one of the greatest comedic performers ever, who died several years after. And I'm talking, of course, rest in peace, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd is still alive, you idiot.
Yeah?
Yeah, the one that died years later was John Candy.
What?
Yes.
It's all my fault. I asked him to help me find Harold. I told him not to look that deep. And he got too deep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
John Candy died way before Harold did.
Oh, and the guy I hired to help me find him is probably still alive or being killed at the moment.
Is he being drowned in a vat of scrumdiddlyumptious too?
Maybe the taffy pullers got him. Oh, God!
Or maybe they filled up a pillowcase with everlasting gobstoppers.
No, we tried that. That really hurt.
The Great Outdoors was a great movie with a great team up of John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. It's a shame they never got together to team up in another movie.
It had Annette Bening in it.
It became every man's fantasy for a minute.
Yeah, when she went to find herself a spin cycle.
Yeah, she found herself a spin cycle. John Candy's character and the wife in that movie showed how to keep a marriage interesting by doing a little role playing, where she pretended to be Sri Alana, the oak tree woman, and he pretended to be Bert, a guy named Bert. He never says which guy named Bert, but I think we all know which Bert he was pretending to be. Did you send Bert to find Harold? This movie was filled with hilarity, crazy, had everything. It had a fat guy riding a jet ski.
It had soulless gingers for twins.
Right, you think the girls from The Shining were creepy. Watch The Great Outdoors. It had a bald-headed killer bear. It had a freaking giant steak.
And because of this movie, we literally get to see a bare naked ass.
It's the bears. This movie was like the perfect comedy. And to find out that it wasn't appreciated in its own time, that you guys couldn't appreciate the star of classic movies like Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Cool Runnings, Wagons East,
Heavy Metal.
But yes, John Candy was one of the best comedic actors ever. And in my opinion, his best comedic performance ever was in The Great Outdoors.
His last name was Candy. The greatest thing in the world.
Wonder if that had something to do with him being so fat.
Want some candy?
Me too. Let's go get some candy. How dare you? For our last, how dare you?
Wait, is this the last one we're ever gonna do?
No, just our last one for the episode, idiot.
Sure.
Yes, I'm
This is
sure.
the first How Dare You we've ever done.
No, it's not the first how dare you we've ever done. You're just so drugged up you never remember. Now for this last how dare you.
This is the last one?
Shut up! For the last how dare you of this episode of How Dare You, I've got to make it clear how annoyed I am with people nowadays. Because here's the thing, when this movie came out, my brother and I loved it. This movie we saw in theaters and loved it. Loved it so much that when it came out on VHS, we rented it so much that the video store clerk made jokes like, why don't you just buy it? You love it so much.
Why don't you just marry your uniform? Since you love it so much. You're some popcorn, loser.
And yet we had to hear over and over again not only how bashed it was by the media, by the critics, but even at school, people would be like, you like that stupid movie? That movie was awful. That movie was so bad.
Dude, they knocked it in episodes of, like, Married with Children.
Oh my gosh, they knocked this movie so bad. There's even stories about people hating the movie so bad that they got up out of theaters, like entire audiences getting up out of theaters and walking out. Now within the last couple of years, suddenly, I'm seeing movie reviewer after movie reviewer after movie reviewer on the YouTubes talking about, oh, great movie that was just way ahead of its time, but I always loved it. No, you didn't. You did not.
Hipsters, all of you.
You didn't. You did not give the proper respect to the last action hero.
Not proper at all.
See, like I said, I loved this movie the moment it came out. Probably because even though it came out when I was, like, what? 8, 9 years old, maybe 10?
You were about 10.
About 10, something like that. Even back then, I got the concept of the movie.
It was so hard to get.
I don't know. A 10-year-old got it, an 11-year-old got it.
Beta's new boyfriend cousin conjured up a magic dragon that brought Arnold Schwarzenegger to life. What's so hard to understand?
Dude, you just combined way too many movies for that. But it did star Vega Sultanfuss's cousin boyfriend thing from My Girl 2, where he gets a magic ticket that puts him into his favorite movies with his favorite actor playing his favorite character, and then that actor comes into the real world. But what's funny is how they address so many action movie stereotypes, like the comic relief police captain,
Oh, the captain here. I'll do all the yelling.
or the fact that the kid could predict in the beginning of the movie who was going to die, when they were going to die, and how they were going to die. Like the cop that was 2 days away from retirement.
They had a cardboard cutout of Stallone as the Terminator.
That was funny. They had the fact that he was trying to avenge his favorite second cousin, because that was another action movie thing. Is they make so many sequels that it was like, okay, who close to him can die now?
That was a trope from Death Wish.
Oh, yeah.
Every new Death Wish movie, somebody close to him had to die, and it was like, you know what?
Not just die, but get raped and died.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? We know who's to blame for all these people dying. It's not the violent gangs. It's you.
It's kind of like that movie Taken. First one, great. Second one sucked. Third one sucked, but it also gets to the point that after the third movie, maybe it's your fault they keep getting taken.
His hamster gets taken in the fifth one. Hey, if you had that ticket, what movie would you go into?
That's a good question.
Aren't you going to ask me the same?
No, because I really don't want to know.
Steel Magnolias.
Not what I was going to guess.
It's safer. Unless you have a baby and then you've got diabetes and you die. But it's a safer place. And the women are funny. And I can make Sam disappear and make Daryl Hannah my own.
And let's face it, you just want to go in there and take a whack at Weezer.
I want the t-shirt. So to those of you who bashed Steel Magnolias. How dare you?
We're not how daring. Dare all you want, Steel Magnolias. We're not how daring you that movie.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that one with Schwarzenegger.
Last Action Hero. And even has a nice plot twist when the villain gets into the real world and realizes that, yeah, in the real world, the villains can win. But again, in this one, I'm not really how daring people for liking it now. Just not being real and admitting that you didn't like it when it first came out.
It had Charles Dance and Tom Noonan as the villains.
But seriously, my biggest how dare you, not just to the people who bash this movie, but the people who now won't admit they were bashing this movie when it first came out. This movie was fantastic. It was well casted, very well written,
Very aware of itself.
very aware of itself, funny, action-packed, had great toys. Him and I had the toys. The action
Though they were a
figures.
little recycled after some Terminator toys, but hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the guy whose name is almost offensive, it's gonna happen.
So therefore, for all of the and above, how dare you? So there you have it. How dare you bash Multiplicity, If Looks Could Kill, The Great Outdoors, and Last Action Hero. Hope you guys enjoyed us how daring these movies, and if you did, make sure to hit like. Hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications for when we post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell us some movies you think we should how dare you in the future.
I'll tell you what movies we're gonna be out daring you in the future, because we got a whole list of them, and we'll take your list too, because in the future, we're gonna be how daring you, Kingpin. We're gonna how dare you, the Cable Guy. We're gonna bring you the Phantom. And when you think you can't take any more, we're bringing it all around, and we're gonna how dare you, Kung Pao. Ah!
Love you guys.